終身做魔，我為佢服務，係我個福氣。
Where are you, Julian? You look like you're in Vietnam or Thailand or Cambodia, you know.
I'm actually not. I'm in Hong Kong.
Enjoy my coffee and look at your view.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to show you Ping Jiao. That's it.
And how long have you been there?
I've been here now about 10 years, maybe it's 11. I studied here. It was kind of like a spot for me because I wanted to stay in Asia. I was working for the culture department in Shanghai. And I wanted to explore how to stay here because I had a good time. I was learning Chinese. It was a great place to be, and I wanted to continue. In Chinese called 缘分, right? So then I saw Hong Kong, and Hong Kong gave me a good offer, so I studied here. And if you want to do your own business, particularly doing acting and things, you're not going to have particular somebody at the beginning to sponsor you. So you have to have some kind of permit to stay and some place to live. And Hong Kong isn't cheap. So I lived in dormitories for my 4 years of uni, but I was always working at the same time. So I do a lot of film acting for TVB, for Shaw Brothers, for different films that come here. And it's kind of like a pretty fast riding train living in Hong Kong sometimes.
Where are you originally from, Julian? Tell us.
I'm German.
Oh.
I can speak to you in a German accent too if you want. Yeah.
我知道你中意縮啲啊嘛。
How did you get discovered as a talent by Hong Kong people? Or were you a big fan of Hong Kong movies in Germany?
If you want something, you go for it, right? So I produced. Was in a movie a long time ago which was a dance movie. That was my first Hong Kong film experience. I played a Tai Chi guy.
You seem to be quite able to make jokes and dance and make fun. Tell me a little bit about the reason for that.
We are made for a moment, right? And I think if we believe that we're made for those moments, then we can go beyond ourselves to not feel so afraid of making ourselves fools or making some inappropriate things, because we want to be there, and I think we have good intentions, and I think that's all about enjoying the doing, enjoying the doing and not being so impressed, but more involved.
歌唱比賽我真係打上一個對手，佢為咗呃保險，交個醫生砸死啊！第二日已經有跟正嘅報道，你睇啲你又唔睇啲，我真係俾你激死啊！
乜你唔係諗住攞命㗎？
梗唔係啦，我真係想拍低同黃師傅打嘅過程。
Like, I was amazed at how local your Cantonese is, even your body language when you speak it. I can't even speak Cantonese very well.
Well, you get to hang out with me, I guess, and you need to go to a movie set and need to be able to rehearse a couple of lines tomorrow or tonight. Have your very high self-esteem about you wanting to be an actor, and it's very tricky sometimes to have the lines of Cantonese in your head and then forget them again, to be natural, to feel the moment, to feel it's the first time in your life you're living this moment with these people. That gets you on your feet about Cantonese. I'm sure you would learn very quick. It takes practice, but those are moments. I think we learn in experiences, we learn in moments. If you have to rehearse a script tomorrow, then definitely that's a reason to learn.
幸福嘅就係同呢兩個靚女去一齊嘅。你哋咁靚就係上帝嘅傑作，就 Venus 都比唔上你哋。
What do you love the most about the moments on the Cantonese sets, the filming that you've been involved with for the last decade?
The perceived self-achievement, if you get to forget the lines and catch that moment again and be there and invent that moment with those people, because it is invented, but at the same time it's you. And that gets you in an authentic setting, almost like as if it is real, of driving cars around, shooting crazy guns, falling down buildings, making sure that you like the girl or do something bad. That's what you all can play, and that experience is very fruitful or very diverse. It's dangerous to some extent. It's sometimes heart-breaking and tricky, and you need to wake up ridiculous hours and cancel things and be all the soldier in order to fulfill on making that film great. And that's what it is. If you then get to make a great film, you're very happy. That's for me, so I can't escape that. Yeah, but I do love it.
等我學好啲專藝出嚟啊，咁我可以知啲好爽俾 master 同埋貪佢，等佢廣告拍咗出嚟啊，咁我可以做一個自由嘅，俾你係一隻尊貴嘅魔，威和人間。
Says a lot of people grew up watching Hong Kong movies, as you would know. Jackie Chan, obviously Bruce Lee, and they all want to do martial arts and be doing what you're doing. So, I mean, if we're talking to somebody like 15 years ago, what advice would you give?
It's a little path that you need to follow, and I guess make your own. You know, that's what it is. You still need to find your own path in there. I guess there's no one road. I do walk on some little passages from my previous or other Hong Kong foreign actors, but I do make it a bit different in terms of my Cantonese skills. I take it seriously to learn Cantonese. Some people would say, "Oh, I do everything in English," but you can't play the same roles. So I'm very lucky to be, you know, even in romantic comedies or be in something that, you know, gives a lot of responsibility to that person on set. Is just very helpful in order to get along, to understand what's going on, because it's always an interpretation. And if you're then there, you need to be able to talk to the people around you to give you what you need in order to perform, which is a very hard ask. And you need to have the confidence to make that ask, and you need to step out of your comfort zone in order to get the confidence to make that ask. And that's the tricky part, because you want to expand it without annoying anybody, without taking too much time. But you need to say, guys, I don't have the same way of reading the script. So can you give me some details of what's going on? What would you like to see in the scene? What's the intention of the scene? Because they also shoot a lot of things that they're supposed to be at the beginning, they shoot at the end. And what's at the end, they shoot at the beginning, because it's TV. Oh, we got this location. On this location, we actually have this scene and that scene. So we need to shoot everything here, you know, or whatever the concerns are. There are legitimate concerns, but it's annoying because you can't go to the same process of learning by doing that much. You need to know who's your man, what are you doing in the scene, and what is the intention. So you need to ask.
Really useful information, because a lot of people they're shy, or they just expect someone to tell them. So what you're telling me,
you're always more happy sitting there and having somebody walk over and tell you what it is, and you need to do that, and that's your role. But then also you don't want that, because you are your role. So you are still the part of that. People want your salt and pepper in that scene, you know. That's why they bring you on, and that's the biggest responsibility that you have. And for that responsibility, you need to ask. You can get obsessed about information. Some people are, and that's not good. You can't get all the information. You can't always make the right decisions. You will have minor regrets in that process because you forgot to pick up that thing to use it as a microphone to sing the song. No, you didn't. Okay, you need to move on. So that's the thing, to find a good balance in asking what you need and making people aware of that.
星期六啊，有冇興趣同我一齊去澳門啊？直日來回啊！ 放心啦，嗰邊有一個局仔演化會，我想同你一齊睇下，好唔好？
Bye bye. My name is Julian. It was nice talking to you, Zon. It's always a pleasure. We can always go for hours and hours. Bye bye. So 我而家講廣東話，同你下次再見，下次再傾啊，好唔好？好開心今日同你咁樣啊，有個 Zoom meeting 啊 ，OK。那我就跟你說拜拜，我很開心可以跟你就是用多一些語言溝通。 还有，我们可以谈很多事情，做很多影，很多希望，很多梦想，我们都有，对吧？dann auf Wiedersehen, sage ich dir noch. Tschüss. Ich wünsche dir alles Gute, Son. Es ist immer ganz viel Spaß, mit dir zu reden. Und heute habe ich mal die 4-Runde Sprache gemacht und nächstes Mal reden wir über mehr. Pass auf dich auf.
That is awesome. I understood 2.5 languages. And the joke is da 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 da. It's okay. Danke. That's all I can say.
You can learn some more.
Hey, 我係華仲傑生。 No women, no children. We don't kill them, we don't have them. There's a few exceptions, of course.
Who was she?
I'm not talking about the boss who fired you. I'm talking about people who deserve it.